up here. So because of this breakdown of the protein here in the proximal convoluted tubule, their plasma protein will be low in the circulation, and that's why it is causing hypoproteinemia. Okay. Another thing, then when there will be hypoproteinemia, means there will be less protein in the blood. So the pressure, osmotic pressure which was exerted by the plasma protein decreases. When osmotic pressure will decrease, at arterial end of the capillary, fluid is going out. At arterial end of capillaries, fluid is going out into interstitial area, but this fluid is not coming in at venous end. See what we had discussed. Suppose this is your capillary, this is the artery, this is vein, this is your arterial end, this is venous end. And we know from blood is coming from the artery to the capillaries, and then into the venous system. Okay. Now at the arterial end, hydrostatic pressure, there are two terms. We know that what hydrostatic pressure and osmotic pressure. Hydrostatic pressure. What hydrostatic pressure will do? Hydrostatic pressure will push the blood from the arterial head into the interstitial fluid area. Okay. Push blood into interstitial area. Since and then this fluid, the fluid which had went into the interstitial area, at the venous end, it is pulled back by the osmotic pressure or oncotic pressure. Pulling back. Okay, what we had told, at the arterial end, since hydrostatic pressure, the function of hydrostatic pressure to push the blood into the interstitial area. The fluid is going into the interstitial area, and at the venous end, because of the osmotic pressure, the fluid is coming back into the circulation. Now what will happen? This osmotic pressure, this is exerted by the proteins. This is done by the proteins. And now if protein is low, if there will be low protein, suppose there will be low protein, so pressure will be low, osmotic pressure will be low. So whether this fluid will be pulled back? No. So when there will be no pulling or when the no fluid will be pulled back, so fluid will accumulate in this interstitial area. So coming back here, so excessive fluid accumulate in interstitial area, and this accumulation of the fluid in the interstitial area occurs all over the body. That's why this is known as generalized anasarca. It will cause the generalized edema. Or anasarca. So till now we had told that there are increased protein loss in the urine when there will be any injury. Because of that, liver will start synthesizing the more plasma protein, but still plasma protein is low, so it will cause the hypoproteinemia. When there will be less protein in the blood, osmotic pressure will be low. When osmotic pressure will be low at the arterial end, blood is going out, fluid is going out in the interstitial area, but because of the less osmotic pressure, because of the low protein, there will be low osmotic pressure, and because of the low osmotic pressure, fluid is not pulled back into the circulation, so fluid will start accumulating in this interstitial area. And when there will be accumulation of this excessive fluid in the interstitial area, it causes the edema, and since it occurs all over the body, so we call it as generalized edema or anasarca. Then now our liver is still trying to compensate the loss, okay. So what it will do, along with globulin, and it will start synthesize along with globulin and along with plasma protein, along with albumin, globulin, it will also start synthesizing the lipoproteins. And we know lipoproteins are mainly concerned with the lipid, so there will be hyperlipidemia in the blood. Hyperlipidemia, and what all is increasing in hyperlipidemia means there will be increased LDL, there will be increased IDL, there will be increased VLDL, and there will be increased triglycerides, and there will be low HDL. So some doctors or some people had told this thing, since everything is going up, so some people had told it as dyslipidemia. And when excessive lipid comes into the circulation, so lipid will also start coming out into the urine, and this is known as lipiduria. So what we had discussed till now, that there is proteinuria, heavy proteinuria. Along with proteinuria, there will be hyperproteinuria. Along with proteinuria, lipids are also going out, so there will be hyperlipiduria. Because of the increased loss of protein into the urine, it will cause hypoproteinemia, less protein into the blood, the hyperproteinemia. Since protein is going out into the urine, so there will be in the blood there will be less protein, so there will be hyperproteinemia. Because of the hyperproteinemia, there will be low osmotic, since protein are low in the blood, so there will be less osmotic pressure. Because of the less osmotic pressure, blood is not going out from the interstitial area into the circulation bag. So this will what will happen, that the accumulation of blood into the interstitial area will occur, and because of this, edema will occur, and this edema will occur throughout the body. That's why it is known as generalized edema or anasarca. And this triangle is formed, and this is known as nephrotic syndrome. So we will revise again. Whenever there will be little injury to the glomeruli, only selectively albumin comes out. That's why it is known as selective proteinuria or albuminuria. When the injury will be more, so along with albumin, other plasma protein also comes out like globulin, and it is known, and then we called it as non-selective proteinuria. In third cases, when the injury is more than the second one, then there will be more protein lost into the urine than the second grade injury. So when this protein loss becomes more than 3.5 gram per dl, we call it as nephrotic range proteinuria. Now, when there will be increased protein lost into the urine, and there will be increased protein lost in the urine, liver will start synthesizing more plasma protein, but still plasma proteins are decreased. We had studied why, and it is causing the hyperproteinemia. Hypoproteinemia. Because of hypoproteinemia, osmotic pressure becomes very less. So because of the less osmotic pressure, the fluid which is coming out at the arterial end, because of the hydrostatic pressure into that fluid from the interstitial air cannot go back into the venous end because of the less osmotic pressure. So fluid will start accumulating here in the interstitial area, and this accumulation of fluid in the interstitial area occurs all over the body. So this is known as generalized edema or anasarca. Okay. And since our liver is still trying to compensate the loss of the protein, so along with the plasma protein, along with the albumin and globulin, they will also start synthesizing the lipoprotein. And we know lipoproteins are mainly concerned with the lipid, so there will be excessive lipids into the circulation or lipoprotein. So in the blood they will cause the hyperlipidemia. Then there will be more lipid in the circulation, so some amount of lipid will also coming out into the urine, and they will cause lipiduria. So the triangle of increased protein lost into the urine, which is causing less protein into the blood, which is causing the generalized edema. This is our nephrotic syndrome. Thank you.